When I started in 1990, it was a church who was going down by the frequentation of the Mass on the Sunday Mass and so forth. But that movement increased each year since that time. So we were very conscious at the beginning, as when I arrived and as Archbishop of Montreal, that we will have to make a lot of changes. So that's the reason why when I start my reign, if I can use that term that I don't like, but we have the occasion to discuss the possibility of making a synod in Montreal. So we organized that for a few years, and we organized a very vast consultation in the papers, you know, with audiences to all the people who want to present some memories to the Commission. And we have taken a lot of time to have the opinion of many people. So it was a very important event for me. At the end of the year 90, we have find four most important goals to follow during the time I will be a bishop. The first one was the education of faith. You know, we were very conscious of the fact that the young generation were not very positive for the development of the faith. So the parents was not very facilitate the transmission of faith. So we organized that, and it was the main goal of my episcopacy to make an emphasis on the transmission of the faith to the new generation. The second one was the organization of our parishes. We were very conscious that because of the change of the mentality, the disaffection of many peoples among the Sunday Masses, we were obliged to make union, to make fusion of parishes and so forth. So it was very important to make a new arrangements, the new management of parishes. So we work a lot, and we're still working on that, and it's not finished yet. The third goal was also the presence of the Church in the world today. According to the Vatican II Council, we were very aware of the presence of the Church in the development of the society in which we are living. So that society is changing very fastly. You know that each year we have new management, and with the new facilities we have, for example, in communications and so forth, the mentalities of the people are changing very fast. So that's an influence on the Church. And we assist also of the emphasis of the laicity in our society. So it was important for us to be present in the society of today. So that's the reason why we organized the visit to the sick people, particularly all those who are put apart in the society, the poor, all those who are the losers and so forth, the poor, because the Christ tell us to be very close to the people and to the poor. So we have to organize a new presence of the Church in the society. So it's not finished yet, but we tried to be present in communication, in the sick people, with the poverty, in the lodging, the fooding, and so forth. So the presence of the Church is one of the main goals we have. The fourth goals we were obliged to organize was also the lack of priests and of religious in the Church. I think it's very well known that today we have not so much priests as we have in the past, not so much sisters, nuns, and brothers, and so forth. So we have to organize the church with a lay person. And the emphasis put on the collaboration with the laity, it's very important for the vitality of the Christian community. So that's the reason why I'm very proud of the Church of Montreal, because we have made an important step in the collaboration with laity. We have a lot of people working for the parishes today, and I'm very thankful to all those people who engage themselves as the collaborators of the few pastors we have, the few nuns, and so forth. So that's the way I live my episcopacy, trying to open the mentality of our church to the main goal of the church, the new evangelization. It's not for nothing that the Pope decided in October to have a synod on the new evangelization for the whole church. It's necessary here, it's necessary everywhere in the world. Even in the country where evangelization seems to be easier than here, we have to put emphasis on what is the most important thing of a Catholic is to discover Jesus Christ as a person who is wonderful, a person who can be admired, you can be followed, who is, even today, even if he have lived 2,000 years ago, is still a model that we have to discover. And his message, the gospel, is also the road, the indication of the road we have to follow to change the world in which we are living. And I'm profoundly convinced that we cannot be a Catholic today without having discovered in our life the presence of Christ. Having discovered also the fact that as a Christian, we have to propose to our world today the main topics of the gospel. And in the gospel, it's very interesting to know that there is two important things: the love of God and the love of our neighbor. It is impossible to be a Christian or Catholic without loving our neighbors, because it is also the way to reach truly the true God. Like the gospel said, how can you say that you love God that you don't see if you don't love your neighbor with which you live each day? So I think it's important to discover that we form everybody, every Christian, a kind of a body. It's like a tree, you know. We have as a branch, as a little feuille, how do you say a feuille? A little flowers, a little leaf, to be very stick on the true important thing that are Christ. And for the future of the church, I can give you that message. Try to be true Christian, true Catholics, in discovering Jesus Christ, in discovering His gospel. And I'm a man of hope. I'm not afraid of the future, even if today we have a lot of morosity, even if we have to face different problems. I'm sure that every people of the world have to face the main question of the world today. Why I am living? What is the future? What happened after the death? So the spirituality gonna reach everybody, even if when we are young, we try to think to other things, you know. We try to don't show the fact of the dead, we have to face that in our life. So I think it's important to know that we, Christians, have that hope in the future of the Royaume de Dieu, the kingdom of God, you know, in which we are invited to be someday. So I can say to each of you, thank you for your collaboration. Continue to be faithful to the church. We change the bishop, but we don't change the church. It is a new bishop. He is different of me, and it's very happily that it is like this. But try to work with the new bishop, Monseigneur Christian Lépine, that I know very well, and try to continue the work we have done, the work of the new evangelization that proposed our Pope to us. And I'm sure that even if we are not very numerous, we can have a very important influence on the society who need the love of the neighbor. Thank you very much for your collaboration, and happy continuation. Thank you.